We all may need to borrow money from time to time. In today's market, it's vital to find a lender who can give you the greatest number of options. Here at Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County, we can give you the credit options you deserve. You will receive one-on-one service from a helpful lender. Whether it's building your dream home or buying your first car, we'll work with you in every way we can. Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County offers the latest technology in the banking industry. We're putting common sense banking into practice every day. Come visit us soon and you'll see why Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County is the bank that service built.
Hello everyone, we'd like to welcome you to Real Talk. I'm your host Pat Terrio and we are here at the beautiful campus of the West Lawrence Raiders, and we are here with Coach Tammy Horn, the head coach for the women's volleyball team, and we've got her dad, the coach extraordinaire who has coached this young woman all of her life, Mr. Bob Hope. Good to see you. And we are here for the West Lawrence Summer Volleyball Camp. Tammy, how has this camp been going this week?
We have had an excellent turnout. We started out kind of wondering how many kids were going to come, but in the end, we ended up with 20 campers, and we have 9 varsity players that are here to help out.
Very good. Now, how was your season last year, Tammy?
It was my first season with West Lawrence, and they did a fantastic job. We graduated 4 seniors, and so most of our team is returning. And our overall record was 17 and 15.
All right, very good. And you've got your dad here with you. Wow. We feel really honored to meet Bob Hope.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Glad to see you. Now listen, why don't you tell the people a little bit about you and talk a little bit about your career as a coach and what you've instilled in this young lady right here.
Well, I've been coaching close to 36 years, different sports, basketball, track, softball, and I've found my home in volleyball for about 15, 16 years. I coached in Elgin, Illinois volleyball, and I coached the middle schools and the high schools varsity coach, and boys and girls.
Wow, so you had a very busy career.
Yes, it's been busy.
And this is your middle child right here. You and I had the conversation about that.
Yes.
How has your experience been in working with your daughter as she has grown up in this sport, and now here she is as the head volleyball coach, and you are out here with her again?
Well, it's been very exciting. You know, she's doing a great job. We interchange ideas every day on the way here, on the way at home after dinner. She's moving right along. I'm very proud of her.
Absolutely, you should be. Now, Tammy, when we first came into this gym and I see this guy over here sitting down, chilling out, and I'm like, so who is this? You're like, oh, that's my dad.
Yeah.
How has your experience been with having your family, your dad supporting you the way he has and teaching you the game, the sport called volleyball?
It's really been a treasure for me. It's not anybody who just gets to coach with their dad. My dad has a large reputation where he came from. He's very respected in the sport. And, you know, to learn from him and then to be able to work with him, not a lot of people get that opportunity. And his information, I mean, I use a lot of the things that he taught me. And, you know, we say a lot of the same things. We use a lot of the same terms. And, you know, kids, our humor is what really gets us through the day. And his humor has been instilled in me, and we can use that in sport, and we can laugh at ourselves when we make mistakes, and that's probably the biggest thing, is to learn from our mistakes. And he has given me the best foundation in volleyball I could use and in life.
That's excellent. And Coach Hope, we want to ask you this right here.
Yes.
If you had a coaching philosophy, what would it be? Because you've coached an array of different sports. And of course, as a coach and as an athlete, you know, that kind of gives you a more of an in-depth, you know, view into being an athlete. If you're an athlete yourself, what would you say your coaching philosophy or your strategy has been?
Well, it's been basically, you need a strong foundation. You need fundamentals. Without fundamentals and the proper techniques, it's very hard to instill or have players be successful. So as they grow up, the better their base is, foundation, and the understanding of the game. And it goes for all sports, like you say. But volleyballs are very quick, demanding, quick thinking, and it helps a lot to have that strong foundation, and then you bring it up through your program, and then by the time they're juniors or seniors, they become great ball players.
Absolutely. So what would you say about this girl right here, you know, as an athlete? You know, what would be your assessment on her? If she was not your daughter, what is your assessment on Coach Tammy Horn?
She, very hard worker,
Yeah.
very dedicated.
Yeah.
You know, she works extremely hard, and I see it as she's coaching here, and she did that as an athlete. She gave a lot to her experience growing up as an athlete, and I think that's really what's making her even a better coach.
Very good. And now, Tammy, you hear what your dad's saying about you. Do you see that that's how you are as a coach because of how you were as an athlete? Do you expect a lot out of these girls?
Yeah, I think I was more of a mediocre player, but the fundamentals he gave me really helped me move into the coaching role, because even though I wasn't good at something, I could pick it apart because of the fundamentals, and it makes me a better coach because I had the groundwork he laid down for me. And I think, you know, a lot of kids can step in and try and play, but until you really learn the foundation and push yourself and work hard. I do try and dedicate a lot of time to volleyball because I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
And that, of course, came from my dad and his passion for volleyball.
Very good. All right, now let's talk a little bit about this camp.
Okay.
And let's talk about the different participants that you have here. Now, this is the second year you've done this camp.
This is our second year.
All right, and so how has this week been? And let's talk about the young ladies that you have out here and what you're working on.
These young ladies have come in every day and worked super hard. We opened it up to 6th grade through 12th grade. We have our youngest camper is in 7th grade, and they have sweat, they have hurt, they have done everything they could to get better every day, and it shows. They are incredible listeners and learners, and we are so proud of the effort they've put in.
And you know, you talked about a good foundation, and so some of these girls, you say, are first-timers out here.
90%, I'd say 90% of them are first-timers.
Wow.
We put a little time in before camp during the summer, so they've played a couple times, but most of the campers, this is the first time they've touched a volleyball.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. I mean, that's
and I am completely in awe of how much talent has shown up here, actually.
That is wonderful. And so what are some of these fundamental things that you work on in the game of volleyball? Because, you know, I'm basketball, but what are the fundamentals that you're teaching these girls out here?
I think the most important thing is, the most important skill for us right now is passing. Without being able to pass a ball, we can't set anything else up to happen. In service, we've spent a lot of time on getting the girls to serve. Some of the younger ones, their strength isn't completely there, but the finesse is coming, and the strength will come later. But passing is probably the most important thing we've worked on.
Okay. And we noticed that you're doing different stations. So, Dad, since you two are kind of like, you know, teaming up here, what things are you working on specifically with these young ladies?
I just walk around and help with their foundation as far as their footwork, their body, the positioning of their body, working just on fundamentals, how to present the ball to serve, how to hit the ball, and just all general. I try to fill in and do where I can help and help the camp out the best so the girls get better, and they have. It's extremely in 3 days. If you saw day 1 and come to day 3, it's unbelievable. And what's really interesting is that there's kids here early, and they grab a ball and they work on their different fundamentals.
Well, that's very good. And so we always push about, having summer camps. So always, if you want to be better at a sport, you can't just play it during regular season.
Right. You have to spend the time to get better.
Absolutely. And so we're so glad that you have this camp. And you've got some of your players, you've got your players
Yes.
out here.
My varsity girls are actually running the camp for us. They run the stations. They talk to the girls. They encourage them. They fix them, I guess, if you want to make it better, they have to know how to fix it, which makes them better players because they notice in other kids what they're doing wrong, and they can look at themselves better that way also.
Very good. And now, Dad, since you've been around this sport for a long time, have you seen a lot of changes being made in the sport of volleyball?
A lot. A lot. It is so much faster. It's quicker.
Yeah.
It's very demanding as far as thinking, making right decisions. You have to be, setting your blocks is extremely important. The rover, or the libero. I have trouble with words. The libero is a big addition. Speeding the game up to 25 points, continually.
Right.
There's just been so much and the girls are getting so much better. And it's a quick game. You have to make decisions in short period of time. I mean, very short. You have to line up. They have to analyze. I mean, it's like watching a production going on, and then all of a sudden, no, I'm in the wrong spot, because you didn't recognize how the ball is going to be set. So the setters make a big difference in how well you can have good hitters, but the setter, if that setter can move the ball to a better place on the court, it really helps.
Very good. And so the sport has changed a little bit. It is faster. So, Coach, it's not, when you think volleyball, when I played, there was no volleyball other than PE,
right?
With tetherball and dodgeball. So, what message can you give to encourage young women out there to get involved in this sport called volleyball?
Volleyball is great. It's fun. It's exciting. When someone hits that ball and it pounds the floor, it's just an explosion. And when you're the one who hit that ball, it is the most fantastic feeling in the world. So it's kind of like the slam dunk of volleyball. So we love to have anybody who's interested. Once you get a taste for it, it's like eating potato chips. You can't just eat one. You got to do it all the time.
That's right.
So, we want anybody to come out and play with us. We have more time during the summer to play, but, and the more that it's demanded, the more it will get played in our area because it's not a big sport in our region right here.
Absolutely, but we're definitely glad that you're here. We're glad that your dad thought it not robbery to come from Florida, from Disney to come out here to work with you. We're so glad you got a really good turnout.
Yeah.
You're teaching some wonderful, positive things. I always liked watching volleyball, but at 5'2", my head was like under the net.
Right.
I didn't see how it worked out.
Well, the shorter you are, you're actually closer to the floor. So when you're a back row player, it actually makes it easier to pass the ball because you're not goating so far down.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it's a long way down. So
for me, I'm already down
there.
there. Thanks, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, but the shorter players specialize usually in back row playing, so everyone has a spot in volleyball.
So the net is not my thing, really.
Probably not going to be where you would play,
But
unless you have really elastic legs.
I do not.
And then you could jump really high anyway. We have a couple of shorter girls, but they just have elastic, and they can get there.
And they hang really well, yes.
Oh, yeah, I haven't had elastic legs since I was in the 4th grade. So,
yeah,
we can forget it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You can stay in the back row.
Back row, yes. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach Tammy Horn. This is her father, Coach Bob Hope, here at the West Orange Summer Volleyball Camp. We're getting ready to meet some of these girls. Thank you so much, Coach. We're so proud of you, what you're doing with these girls here.
Thank you.
All right. Coach Tammy Horn and Coach Bob Hope, everyone.
Thank you.
When you're in the need for a bad boy mower, look no further than Cullen Supply and Engine Service. Bad boy mowers offer a big performance for any yard size. Bad boy mowers are a rock-solid, all-welded steel construction, and our Easy Ride system is a smooth ride for even the toughest jobs. Stop by today and ask Andy Collins to show you a bad boy at Cullen Supply and Engine Service at 910 East Jackson Street in Dublin and 826 South Harris Street in Sandersville.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is always so fun to come here to West Lawrence and see this beautiful young thing right here. And her t-shirt says it best, I love volleyball. All right, Dinah, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right, Dinah, what has been going on with you this past year and this summer?
Well, in the month of June, we've had basketball, and as of right now, we're starting volleyball. I've been doing a couple of camps. I did go to
Was it for basketball?
No, for volleyball, an Emory University camp. So,
Fantastic. How was
yes.
that experience for you?
I loved it.
Oh my gosh. Now, was that your first time going?
Yes, ma'am. That was my first time ever going to something like that, and I absolutely fell in love
Did
with
you
it.
go by yourself, or was
Well,
it with the team?
Sarah Andrews and Cammie Hatchett also came.
So you had some familiar
Yes,
faces
ma'am.
there. So what things did you learn that you brought back from that camp?
I brought back how to transition off the net easier and how to approach the ball on the spike.
You know, Dinah, watching you play volleyball, I just dreamed that could have been me one day, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Even though I'm so short, you know. But I tell you, it's just beautiful to watch you. Like, you're just an amazing player out there.
Thank you.
And so what things have you think that you've been improving on, you know, going to camps like that at Emory?
I feel like I've been improving on my transitioning and my hitting skills and my
About everything, pretty much,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you know, so, and here you are, you're in this position to where you're helping these young girls.
Yes, ma'am.
How has that been?
I love it. I feel like every young girl looks up to me, and I just want to be that good role model for them.
I mean, they do look up to
Yes.
you, not just
Not
physically,
yeah,
but just because the example that you're setting.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, and that's wonderful. And so, are you going to have any time to relax after these camps this summer?
Not really, but it's okay. That's okay. That's what happens whenever you're committed to a sport.
And you know, especially with you coming into your senior year.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot is expected of you, Dinah.
Right.
A lot is expected. Do you feel any pressure in any kind of way?
None whatsoever. None whatsoever.
That is so cool. You know, the fact that you're a confident player, and here you are, you're setting such a great example to
Yes,
these
ma'am.
girls. Can you see, like, some of these girls, Dinah, you know, that we've been talking to offline, saying this is their first time ever playing?
Right.
You know, what kind of extra care do you give for these girls, you know?
Well, you just have to encourage them, you know, just tell them they got it and to get better at it next time and just switch on what they're doing and just listen what we have to teach them.
All right, and they're learning from some of the best.
Yes, ma'am.
Dinah, we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
I feel like your little mama. This is Dinah, everyone. Thanks, Dinah.
Thank you.
All right. Well. Look
Hi.
at this little sugar plum right here. Talk to us, darling. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Peyton Dennis, and I'm going into my 11th grade year here at West Lawrence High School, and my third year of volleyball.
Now, Peyton, you're involved in other sports too, just like Dana. I mean, you're just as busy.
Yes, ma'am. I play soccer, and I have my first job this summer.
A working woman.
Yes,
oh
ma'am.
my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, you're able to balance work and
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes I'm doing 3 things in one day, but it's what I love because I love to stay busy and doing what I love.
your mom and daddy must be proud.
Yes, ma'am.
For those of you who don't know, we sit out there on the soccer fields together with 6v6 with their mom and dad. Tell them who your parents are.
My parents are Jeff and Lynn Brown, and that's my stepdad, and my real dad is Phil Dennis, and I just got a new stepmom this summer, Kathy.
Oh my gosh, the family's getting larger and larger.
It is, and I got 2 new sisters, and that's a new thing for me.
Oh, it is.
Because I have older brothers.
Now you got the girls.
I do.
This is only positive stuff. That's
I love
excellent.
it.
All right. So tell us how this camp has been going for you.
It's good. It's a lot different having to teach people because I don't feel like I'm at the highest level yet, but teaching them the fundamentals, I like it.
That's good. And these young girls, I mean, they are learning a lot. You know, Coach Horn said that it's been so impressive to see what they've learned in such a short period of time.
I'm impressed myself. Like, I know it took me a month just to be able to get a ball over the net. And some of these girls, like, they're coming out here, and I'm truly impressed with them.
Wow, that is so great. All right, so what else are you doing this summer?
Soccer and just trying to hang out with my friends and just make it
And
last.
trying to hold on to your job, honey.
Yes, ma'am. I need that job.
And this is at the splash pad at Southern Pines.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, guys, come out to the splash pad and you'll see this working woman right here doing her thing. All right, we want you to keep doing what you do. We're so proud of you. You're setting such an example to these young girls
Thank
to follow in every aspect of your life.
Thank you.
This is
Bye,
Peyton,
Miss
ladies
Pat.
and gentlemen. Bye, sweetie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now here are some of the campers. They're going to talk to you a little bit about themselves, and we're going to talk about their interest in this game of volleyball. We'll start with you, young lady.
Hi, I'm Samaya Carr. I'm an uprising junior at West Lawrence High School, and this is my first year playing volleyball.
Hey, Samaya.
Hey.
Now, we're looking at your shirt now, so you're a softball player, too, as well.
Yes, ma'am.
What position are you in softball?
Left field and right field.
Oh, honey. Heart you. That's wonderful. Now, do you play, so your volleyball, are you planning on playing volleyball this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what made you decide to want to transition, of course, into this sport here?
Well, being that I had injuries from softball that I couldn't recover from, I decided to do something, a little more easier on my muscles or whatnot. So,
Right. Now, how has this camp experience been for you?
it's been very, I would say, interesting because being that I have been practicing,
Right.
I've seen a lot of improvement on some of my things before.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty confident about myself.
So, you were a little bit vertically challenged, as myself.
Yes.
But I still have dreams and aspirations of playing the net. Okay. But what position and what area do you love the most in this game for you?
I'd say back right.
Back right. That's what Coach said. Us girls, us shorties get to play that back.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right. And so what have you been learning from these players here that are already on the team, because they're serving as kind of like leaders and mentors to you guys? So what stuff have you been kind of really trying to absorb?
I've actually, with the thank of Dinah Jackson, she's been helping me with my approach for spiking. I've learned how to dig really good. So that's really good.
And so this is a sport you think you want to stick with? I mean, we know you've got some injuries here that you got to be really careful about.
Yes.
All right, very good. And so what's going on with you this summer besides this? You doing anything fun?
No, my parents actually want me to go on vacation, but I'm trying to get out of that.
Oh my God! Now who are your parents?
John and Sharika Carr.
You're trying to get out of vacation?
Yes, ma'am.
What do I have to do to take your place, honey?
Just ask. Just tell them.
All right, well, listen, we want you to make sure you find some time to relax, okay?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
you've got to make sure you're doing that and still enjoying doing things that you learn as you grow as an athlete.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is Samaya, everyone. Good to meet you, sweetie.
Good to meet you, too.
All right. Here we go, here we go. Hey, Sugar, how are you?
I'm good.
All right, introduce yourself to everyone, please.
My name is Gracie Wright, and I'm an upcoming sophomore at West Lawrence High School, and this is my first year playing volleyball.
Oh, my gosh. Now, Gracie, tell us who your family is, please.
Well, my daddy is Brad Wright, and my mama is Sabrina Wright.
And this is your first year playing?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my gosh. And so what other sports are you playing? Do you play other sports?
Well, I actually am involved in FFA. I show livestock. I show meat goats.
Wait a minute. Now, Gracie, okay, hold it now. You stumped me a little bit, and that's usually not common. You show livestock.
Yes, ma'am.
And you show what?
I show meat goats, boar goats.
Meat goats?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean? You have to explain that to me. I'm sure everybody out there is like, now really, Pat? We know exactly what that means. So tell us about that you do.
Well, we look for muscle structure and composition of the goats. We go all around the state showing.
Gracie, that is so impressive.
Thank you.
And then you're part of FFA, Future Farmers of America.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, so do you have a family farm to where you had this love for this type, for animals and agriculture?
Well, yes, ma'am. My daddy actually works with the Department of Agriculture in Cochran. So we got in the goat business 4 years ago.
Your daddy's probably so proud of you. He just sees your pretty self over there with the goats. He's like, look at her. That is fantastic. So proud of you. And tell us what other things are you involved in?
Well, volleyball, I really wanted to start playing that. So I'm really proud that I've started this week.
That you actually got the nerve to say, you know what, I'm going to go to a camp.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what have you been learning, Gracie? What have you learned?
Well, every girl is made different, and these girls help us every way they can, and I love it. And they've taught us so many things this year of hitting and setting and passing, and I've come a long way.
You have. Well, you have such a bubbly personality. You sure you're not a cheerleader?
I'm sure, yes, ma'am.
All right, now, so what would you say is your strong suit in volleyball?
Well, I love setting. Setting and hitting I love it.
Oh, and what grade are you going to?
10th.
Oh my gosh, Gracie, we expect to see a lot of great things from you.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Gracie, and I tell you, We're proud of her. FFA, you show meat goats, is that
Yes,
what it is?
ma'am.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to Google you. Thank you, Gracie.
Hi, I'm Locke Wilford. Come to Dublin Chevrolet and find your bonus tag today.
Come to Dublin Chevrolet and get your bonus tag discount. Savings up to $10,000 on new Silverados, new Impalas and Malibus with savings up to $6,000.
Find your tag, find your deal at Dublin Chevrolet, the only dealer you will ever need.
Hey, Sugar, how are you?
Good.
All right, talk to us a little bit.
I'm Liz Howell. My parents are Keith and Heather Howell. They have the Country Financial insurance business.
Are you going into insurance?
No.
Tell us what things you're involved in.
I'm involved in martial arts, volleyball, and planning to pick up dance.
Wait a minute, Liz. What belt are you right now?
Red.
So you could actually show us some moves right here.
I could.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Now, do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, ma'am. I have a 4-year-old brother and a 9-year-old sister.
So you get to like practice some moves on them?
They do it too. So do my parents.
So it's a family thing.
Yes, ma'am.
This is so wonderful, Liz. Now, so when did you decide volleyball was a sport you wanted to go into?
Like a week ago.
And so how has your experience been at this camp? Because this is the second year they've had this camp. And so volleyball is not a sport that everyone knows a whole lot about. Did you already know about volleyball?
No, ma'am.
So what motivated you to say, I want to be a part of this?
I wanted to make friends.
Have you made friends?
No.
You're working on it?
Yeah.
But think about it. They're teaching you a lot of things, too, here.
Yes, of
so
course.
you're having to learn a lot of things.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're a dancer.
It's kind of.
What kind of dancing do you do?
Jazz.
Wonderful. So you're part of a jazz a dance club here?
Not here, no.
Okay. And where are you from originally?
Dublin, Georgia.
You're from Dublin. So, you know, there's so many different places you could be dancing at, girl. All right. Well, listen. So what are you going to do that's fun? Now, Samaya was talking about ditching family vacation. What are you going to do that's fun this summer?
Just recently we went on a Carnival cruise.
Oh, was that your first or you've been on other cruises?
It was my 9th.
Your 9th. Girl, you are a woman of the world. How was that?
It was great. I met like 2 great people and it was just, it's great.
Liz, this is awesome. Well, it's certainly a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to your parents that you're not going to go into insurance, but you could always fall back on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Keeping it in the family. All right, Liz, we wish you much success, and we do hope that you follow through and continue with volleyball or whatever sport that you desire.
I plan to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Liz. Thanks, Liz. All right, look at this little cutie little red. How you doing, girlie?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing very well. All right, now listen. We want you to share with us a little bit about you and your family, if you would.
Okay. My name's Mackenzie Marsh. I am an uprising 8th grader at West Lawrence Middle School. My parents are April and Chris Marsh. My mom works at a Dental Associates of Dublin with Dr. Robbie Brinson and Dr. Britt Meyer. And my dad works with the company Rayonier.
Very good. Now, Mackenzie, do you play other sports at the middle school?
I do. Well, not at the middle school. I go to G Rhythm, which is it's a new little dance company.
It's fabulous.
Founded by Gilda Lloyd.
She's my friend.
Oh, really?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I love Miss Gilda. Her daughter, Rayleigh, is actually my best friend.
Oh, that's fantastic. And so what do you specialize in over there?
Tap and stretch and strengthening.
Very good.
Stretch and strengthen is like a kind of yoga class that we can kind of release all of our stress and everything.
And so you kind of decompress when you're there, right?
Sorta.
Sorta. All right. And so have you ever played volleyball before?
Well, I actually am gonna get like a transportation net and start playing around like the beach, everything, take it to the beach and get it out and all that.
That's gonna be good because
It will
that's gonna really help you. And so they're teaching a lot of fundamental things
They are. They're awesome.
And so you've learned a lot then, right?
I have. Most of the like counselors or mentors or whatever that I've been learning from is Sarah Andrews, Peyton that was in here earlier, and Dinah.
Very good. So you got some older girls that are really helping you through this.
They are sweet as pie too.
And you're sweet as pie, too.
Thank you.
Well, listen, we're so glad that you decided to come out here and partake in that. That's not easy, you know,
It's not.
to make that decision. And so you're still young, so you have a lot of different things you can decide upon about what you want to do. So you know what this does for you?
Well, it'll get me some new friends, and I can learn a new sport and maybe go to college with it and get some scholarships.
There you go, honey. You're thinking like a champion.
I am.
That was perfect.
Coach Horn, matter of fact, I'm a lefty, so I'm one of the lefties on the team. And so I started out hitting right starting Monday, and then today I actually just learned to hit left.
High five, honey. Proud of you.
Thank you.
So this camp for you has been a success.
It has. I love it.
Well, we want to hear more about you, okay?
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is little Mackenzie. I've been calling you Red.
Yes.
All right, thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
All right, here we go. Lord have mercy if this doesn't look like Coach Horn. How are you doing, sweetie?
I am good.
All right, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone, okay?
Well, I'm Piper Horn, and this is my second year of volleyball, and I am an upcoming 7th grader.
Very good, Piper. Now, do you ever feel any pressure because your mom's a head volleyball coach that I have to play volleyball? And then the fact that your granddad coached her?
Just a little bit.
We figured that you would. And what other things are you involved in, Piper?
Well, I am really involved in volleyball, and I'm involved with Disney because my grandfather, he works for Disney.
Absolutely. You can intern at Disney sometime when you get older.
Yes, I can.
All right, and so what have you learned here with this camp? Because, I mean, a lot of girls are saying they're getting a lot from it. What are you learning?
Well, I've learned to have a better approach and how to really cut my hands around the ball when setting and to really time the ball to hit it, otherwise it's not going to go very well over the net.
Right. Now, so since you've been playing volleyball for a little while, what would you say has been the hardest thing for you to kind of grasp? You know what I mean?
Well, serving is pretty much the hardest thing because you're way back here.
Where do you hit it from when you serve? Right, do you hit it from like right in here?
Well, sometimes I hit it right here.
Right there.
Sometimes I hit it there. And sometimes I close my fist and hit it there because it really pushes the ball forward.
Further.
Yes.
And so you've got to have strength, you've got to be agile.
You have to have a right toss.
Oh, a good right toss? Yeah. That will make or break a serve, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, Piper. Well, listen, it's such a pleasure meeting you. Now, listen, we know that your mom is real busy, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to be doing any other stuff this summer?
Well, I might go back to Disney with my grandfather.
That would be such a chore, wouldn't it?
Yes, because sometimes my grandmother and my grandfather work at the same time.
Yeah.
So we might have to stay in their little house alone, or sometimes we may have to go with them.
So going to Disney, that's going to be so hard, right? But you're gonna make it, aren't you?
Yes.
All right, Piper. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. We look forward to seeing you out there on the volleyball court.
Thank you.
All right, this is Miss Piper Horn, everyone. Thanks, Piper.
This is ridiculous. Come on, hon, we can get this done today.
Last year it took all week. What am I doing? This is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm out here wasting my day. It's so pretty I could be out by the pool. I have got to get some help. Hello? Yes, is this MPHI? I need someone to come pressure wash my house. 6 cents a square foot? That sounds great. When can you be here? Great, see you then. Derek!
I heard, honey, I'm going to the golf course.
Get rid of the hassle today. Exterior pressure washing at MPHI, only 6 cents per square foot. A 1,600 square foot home, only $96. Call MPHI 272-8138. Call MPHI today, 272-8138. MPHI, Dublin.